Right, good afternoon. It's where we at today. I think it's part 4 of Rickenbacker. Now we're getting into the real nitty gritty now. Now we're getting to the business end of the job in hand. I don't know what you can see from back there. The cameras are quite a bit away from the guitar because I want to explain a couple of things. Now what I've done now is I've cut the slots in the fretboard. I've recut these slots. I'll show you. I bought a fret saw. This was some brilliant piece of kit. It's the kerf on it. This width is 0.022. I think that's just over half a mil, 0.6 millimetre, which is perfect for cutting the width of the grooves. It is a proper fret cut. It's not a fret saw, as in a fret saw. It's a fret cutting saw. It's a totally different thing. I think I paid about 30 quid for that. Worth its weight in gold. That. So, where I am today is, I've cut the fret slots. Now what I have done is I've cut a couple a little bit too deep. Plus also we had a fret, this 4th fret here was skew width. Our frets all go up in line. This one was bent. It was like that. It weren't perfectly straight. So what I've done is, where it was like that, I've recut it that way. Now the thing is now it's too wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in completely. It's this 4th one here. See if we can get a real close up of that. It's not going to be a problem. See where we are. If you just look here, this one, the 4th fret, is wider than all these. Now a fret won't hold in there, so I'm going to make up a mixture of, when I showed you before, when I saved the sawdust from sanding down the fretboard. Again, I'm going to make up a paste. I'll make up a paste using this and wood glue. And what I'll do is I'll fill this in, then I'll recut the slot. A couple of others I cut a bit deep as well, so I'm going to fill in slightly. Now this is only going to not going to take an hour. It's going to take longer to dry. It'll take a few hours to dry, so it's going to hold me back. But something else I've got to do. There you go. Something else I'm going to have to do as well is the dot inlays. I should have paid attention to what I was doing. Now when I sanded the neck down, fretboard, lower, I've sanded away all of the dot inlay. So I don't have any left to put in the holes. So what I've had to do is I've had to drop fill. I've drop filled with nail varnish. And I've still got to drop fill just a little bit more so it comes slightly proud of the surface. But what I do is when I get to the top area, I drop fill with super glue because it sets rock hard. And it's going to make it look just like a proper inlay. Then I'll do the final sanding on this. Once I've filled all this in, I'm going to do the final sanding. So today, that's where I'm at today. I'm going to bring you right in. Right in there. I don't know if you can see the dot inlays, but these I'm going to get these all nice and proud of the surface. I'm going to do the final sanding on the whole of the fretboard. We've got the radius, that's all done. I'm going to do the final sanding ready for refret. So today is all about preparing for the refret. I'm going to be doing, it's Thursday today, I'm going to be doing a refret on Friday. It won't take me a day, but what I'm going to do is, because it's an old guitar, I'm going to glue the new frets in. And what I'm going to do is, once they're in, I'm going to clamp with my fret radius blocks. So they're only 8" long, so I can only do so many frets. Like on the first block, I'll do six frets. Clamp it. It's going to take 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to about 2 hours clamping on each, maybe an hour clamping on each. If I use a fast setting epoxy, they need to be clamped for a few minutes. But I might use a slower setting epoxy just to give it time. So I'm going to have to do it in 3 blocks. I'll do this end, I'll do the middle, and I'll do the end. Getting them all clamped all to morning time means we're not going to get anything lifting later. Once that's done, the frets will all be virtually level because I've got the neck that level now. I'm really proud of what I've done on the neck, the radius in. I was a bit daunted by it at first, but I thought I'd take my time, which I've done. Got it all super smooth, it's super level. So I'm really looking forward to this job. I'm going to get it done tomorrow. And then all I've really got to do, I've got a couple of little faulty jobs, like for instance I've got a couple of holes to be filled on the body, which I'm going to going to do. I'll do them really well. I'll get them done. And it's all a matter of getting the electrics in. Once the electrics in, I can get the pickups back in. I don't know the wiring on the pickups yet. It will be easy, I'll find that out. Saturday I'm going to be wiring the pickups in. I'm not be doing any filling or anything. All the glue jobs will be done tomorrow. So Saturday, basically on Saturday, when I get to Saturday, I'm going to need to be getting the pickups in, testing the electrics, and I've got the new bridge and saddles to put in now. The saddles are blanks on the new one. I need to cut the grooves in the saddles for the strings, so I'll get that all laid out, measured out. That'll be Saturday's job, electrics and cutting the saddles, and then it can just be putting it all together Saturday afternoon. And that'll be it. So I'm expecting it to go well. There's no reason why it won't go well. I've really enjoyed working on this. The reason I haven't done it this week is I've been busy with all the stuff. I've done loads of guitars this week. There's loads of videos I've got to still make. But now what I'm going to do is, it's a bit late in the day now. It's about 2:30, 2:45. I've been busy again this morning. I've had a lot of things happen that shouldn't have been happening. I'd got planned. I was up at 8 o'clock setting up for this. I've got it all set up, 12 o'clock, ready to start work, and I had to nip out for a couple of hours. So that's put me a couple of hours behind, but as long as I need 2 or 3 hours to get this all prepped up for tomorrow, so that's all I'm going to do today. And I'll get back to you when I'm ready to put the frets in. So this is just a quick update. I'll get back to you soon. Be good. Right, back again. I made some paste from wood glue and the red dust, the rosewood dust. And I filled in all the frets that are I cut a bit too low, so I filled them all in. So they're all filled across the bottom. Now what I've done is I've left one to show you how I'll go about it now. The one I've left the big thick one, the one where the angle was skew with. So I had to cut it thick. So I'm going to fill this in completely. I'm going to recut that slot. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to show you how I fill it. I'll show you the fret in question. Right, it's this fret here. So you can just see it there. I'll zoom out just a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill. So I'm going to show you how I go on with that. I'll take some of the paste I made. I've got a little spatula here. It's from it's from Alrodite. I'll just take a bit of the paste and I'm going to fill in. So all I'm going to do is just get it in the area. I'm going to completely fill this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang it all in the groove there. Get load plenty in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang it and get inside. Now the thinner ones, this is really thick, the thinner ones, I get my bradle in there. See that looks all tucked in, I've crammed it all down, and now I'm going to fill again. So I want this completely filling. So I've cut a new slot in here. A bit more paste. And the edges there. The edge, we'll do the same with the edge. Now it might look a bit untidy, you might think, oh, there's bits of waste on there. Yeah, there is a bit, but we don't worry about that at the moment. Now the edges, I'm doing the back edge there. I don't need to do that yet, I could do that later, which I will do. There you go. What I've been doing with the other ones is, I use a bradle to get it in the gap, because obviously my grooves are a bit slimmer. So I just take my bradle and I just slide it across. And there you go, that's filled. I'm just going to make sure I've got it all in. Looks like I have. That's good. That's really good. So that one is now filled. Now what I'll do is, because I want this up the top, I don't want it shy, I want it right up to the top like I've got here. So I'm going to recut that slot. Once I've got it right up like that, firm aside, and this edge here, and that's it. And all it's a matter of doing now is I'll scrape the excess. Scrape away the excess. I'll take a wet cloth and I'll wipe it over, like so. And that is ready to have a new slot cut in when it's dry. So there you go, she's filled in. She's not right at the top, but she's not bad. I put a little bit more filler in there, tiny bit at the edge here, where I missed a bit. If it's only ever hanging, I'm not bothered, it'll sand off. And that's it. Damp cloth. If I need to add more later, I'll go back and check. I'll have a look. Now, I'll clean my bradawl. And what I'll do is I'll just score inside these. See what I'm doing now. I'm going to leave that one as it is because I'm going to fill that more, but I'll score inside. Because the bradawl won't go in deep, it'll just touch skin the top, and that gives me the groove just to run my saw across it again later. And that's it. It's a matter now. I'm going to go around the back. I'm going to fill all the slots in from the side. I'll come to this edge, make sure all these are filled in from the side. That's not really important, we can sort that out later. And there you are, we're good. All I've got to do now is go let her dry. I'll put a little bit more filler in here, so it's a little bit higher than it needs to be, because I'm going to sand it all down anyway. And that's it. I'll come back when this is ready for when I can move on to the next job. I mean, when it's all dry, all I'm going to do is sand it. I'm going to remove this fret, the first one I put in, which I'm just going to take in there and show you that, because this is how the frets will go in. This is a brilliant job. Just whiz you in there. That fret is in perfect. There you go. I didn't even glue this one in, but look, it's absolutely perfect. So that was just a test one, just to see how I was going to go on. So for now, that is it. I've just got to wait for stuff to dry now, and job is a good one. I'll get back to you soon. Back again. What I've done now is I've turned the jig round. As you can see, the reason I've done that is these slots here on the edge I'll bring in. Basically, these slots are cut. I've got a little bit deep there, so I'm going to fill these edges with the paste again. That one and that one, for instance, just a little bit too deep. See a little bit of a, see the edges. So I'm just going to fill some paste in there, and then that is it. It's all done. Now what I've started doing when I'm working on my jig now is I tend to clamp. I take an F clamp to stop the jig moving about. I'm going to come in here and we're going to just clamp it up, just so we can hold that in place like that. There you go. Makes it easy to work on. That's that end done. This end again, same again. Second hand clamp. These are brilliant. These clamps are only a few quid. Now my jig's going nowhere low. And that's it. That's that. So I'll blow on with this. I've already done all the filling I've done in there. Just do these little edges here, and that's it. It's just a matter of letting it dry, and I can recut the slots to the depth I want and be ready for fretting tomorrow. Next video I'll probably be refretting. That's it. I'll talk to you soon. Right, good morning. It's now Friday morning. I've got the guitar still set up on my jig how it was yesterday. I've sanded down the top of a fretboard using, I think it's 400 grit sandpaper. It is smooth. It feels Feels like marble or something like that. It feels absolutely brilliant. Now what I've done this morning is I've come in, I've got a fret slotting saw, and I've come in and I've recut the fret slots. I'm going to show you how I do that. Basically, there's a bit of dust in there from yesterday. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to show you how I recut these. So I'm just going to zoom in about there. I've just got these 4 to do. Now they're already cut, that's just dust in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the depth, because I cut some too deep so I end up filling them in. So all I'm basically doing is getting my fret saw, taking it in my groove and just re-emphasising that cut. And what I do is I just check the depth by looking into it. That's perfect. It's about 2 to 3 millimeters we're looking for, and that's it. It's a case of just being steady, 2 or 3 strokes forward and back. And there you go. So these, I'm now ready. Well, I've got 2 more to do. Too much filler in this one, I believe. Good stuff. That's it. We're now ready. All these slots have been recut. This one's probably not quite deep enough here, I can just see. And if we go too deep, it's no big deal. We're going to bang some glue in there, some epoxy. So now all these fret slots are cut. I'm going to zoom back out. Right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is, the fret dot markers, like I mentioned earlier, I'd sanded right into it, so they've disappeared. So I've filled in, I've still got a couple to do. I'm not going to do it today, I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to bring the camera in and just show you where I'm at with them. Bear with. There you go, fret dot markers. Now they have been drop filled with of all things nail varnish. Now what I do, some of them are still a little bit shy of the top. So what I'll do is I'll drop fill with a little bit more nail varnish. These are actually alright, there's a couple down this end, that one needs redoing. I'll clear all the dust out of there and I'll drop fill it again with some more nail varnish, and then what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of super glue over the top. The super glue will file down and sand down to perfectly smooth. They're all perfectly smooth. They're not perfectly round because obviously some of the holes that were drilled in there are not perfectly round, but it's still a nice job. You're not going to tell from more than a foot away anyway. So that's where I am. So now I'm going to get ready to do the refret, and I'll come back to you when there's more to tell you. Right, so here we are. I've prepped the fretboard. I've pre-cut, I've bent the fret wire using my little fret bending machine. I got this from Canada. What we do is to alter the angle, this moves up and down on this adjuster here. When we've got the angle we want, we tighten it down with the wing nut at the back, and that's giving me the angle I want for the radius. It's slightly over radius, so when I get in the edges, the curve will be proud, and when we press it in, it presses that in, spreads it out. So I've pre-cut all that, and I've cut using my specially ground fret cutters. I've cut that. So there you go. I've got all the frets spaced out where they need to be. The next level, take my level off, I'm going to zoom in and show you. As you can see, I've cut all the frets. They're all about 5mm over what we need to be, because when we get to the edge we can snip the edges off and we'll file them all down. So they're all cut. What I'm going to do is, I'll zoom back out. What I will be doing is, I'll be doing these in blocks. I've got an 8-inch block radius to the curve of the fretboard. So what I'll be doing is I'll be clamping. So I'm going to mix some arrowdite in a minute, some epoxy, and I'm going to do about that many. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 11, 10 or 11 or 12. I'm going to get them glued in. I'm going to get them pressed in on my drill press. I've got the camping claw on there. I'll show you. I should get a close up of that. You see, I've got my fret press caul on there already. It's a 10-inch radius one. What we do is just line these up and we press them in. Blah 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 blah. I'll get the guitar bit supported underneath. And that's it. So I'm going to get all prepared and I'll get back to you shortly.